everyone, Seth Koppel, Realtor here, and today I'm really excited about this tour because so many of my clients are always asking about opportunities to not only buy or build a beautiful home like this one, but also to do it on a lot of land. Now, this property is offered a few different ways. So it's offered at one price with 10 acres. It's offered at a higher price with 47 plus almost 48 acres. And it's also really important to note that there are two different tracts of land for sale adjacent to this property. So if you purchased those separate tracts of land as well, you could buy this home with 110 acres. So a lot of options here. I will do my best to show you everything throughout the home, throughout the outbuildings, the guest home, the shop, a massive shed, feed and tack room. We're gonna cover all of it. I'm also gonna show you the pond that's on property. There's different sections. We're gonna get out and look at all of the property, and I'm also gonna get you up in the drone, show you from the air. So there's a lot to cover, but let's get straight into this beautiful great room space here. You can see straight away the high ceilings, the gorgeous, stunning, heavy stone fireplace there that just is the center anchor of this home. And you can see there the open kitchen. But first thing I want to do is thank Ron Farr, the owner and realtor with Beer Real Estate Services. He is also a builder for over 30 years, and he built this home and all the structures for himself and has lived in it. It's currently his primary residence. And so I always love touring the builders' personal residences because they make sure they're doing the good quality things that you're gonna want in your home, but they're doing it for themselves. And you can see that right here with this pantry door, solid wood construction. And I understand that Mr. Farr constructed them himself. But let's continue in the kitchen here. You can see a beautiful country farm sink with the apron edge here. And what I love about this sink is actually that you can look straight out the window at the beautiful, obviously the land, but you also see the pool there, which, well, you didn't see it right there, but you will see it in a moment. We're gonna get out in the back. You have a 5-burner cooktop here. So they have propane on the property so that you can use for certain things like cooking. And then you have a beautiful travertine backsplash, that modern vent hood, double oven, a really nice center aisle here. And I also like those columns, those posts there with the stone accent wrap around. Here's an extra second sink, your little veggie sink. So it's really a well done kitchen here that's really designed for cooking. And you have a lot of open space here. And you have a really nice dining area there as well, which we'll get a closer look at. But take a look now. I'll show you inside the pantry here. So we'll take a peek inside and you can see how these doors slide left and right, which is a unique way to do a barn door so that you can actually not have this massive door taking up the whole room. But it gives you that country style, and it definitely is consistent with the property and the quality throughout this home. You can see here throughout a lot of the flooring is the stained concrete on the main level. And what most of my clients love about stained concrete is it is, you can't really mess it up, for the most part. So if you're coming in and out with boots or you have pets or whatever it may be, so many people love the stained concrete floors. And again, they are consistent with the style in this home. And you could also see those craftsman style moldings around the windows, and I love those transom windows as well. And you see the built-ins on both sides of this very nice size fireplace mantle. And when you're in this home and you're outside in the front, you have a nice covered porch area, you have covered back patio overlooking the pool. You get to see the guest house, which is a 2-bedroom guest house. So we're gonna get you in there as well in just a couple of minutes. But let me tell you where we are. We are in the town of Lampasas. Well, actually, we are just about 5 to 10 minutes max to everything in the town of Lampasas. You are 8 minutes to the H-E-B in Lampasas. So if you wanted to be close to all the things you need, but also be out in the country and have this land, then this could be a really good property to consider. If you're not familiar with Lampasas area, we're about 54 minutes to Temple, west of Temple. We're about 24 minutes north of Burnett and 39 minutes to Liberty Hill. But most importantly, I would say, is you're about half an hour to Killeen and Fort Cavazos, formerly known as Fort Hood. So if you need access to the base, you're really about 30 minutes, and you're out here with so much property in a beautiful home, a beautiful pool, extra structures, and there's, like I said, opportunity to have this at a lower price with 10 acres, or you can go for the full property with 47.73 acres, and then there's opportunities to buy additional land right next door. So you're seeing this beautiful master suite. We're here in the master bathroom. You have double sinks with a nice size vanity there. Here's an extra linen closet right here with the double doors. Also, you could see solid wood doors, and you have a very nice walk-in closet. Here's the commode room. It even has a window for some natural light coming in, and you have a really good walk-in shower with the frameless glass right here and some very nice darker style tile. Just gives it a very warm but sumptuous master bath quality shower right here. And I'll also show you the walk-in closet. So let me give you all the stats on this home and the different prices depending on which option you're taking as far as the amount of land. But let me take a quick moment to introduce myself. My name is Seth Koppel, and I've been a realtor all around Central Texas for 18 years now, and I specialize mainly in new construction, but I'm also working with clients who are looking for land and farm and ranch, and so there's a lot of things I can help you with if you're looking all around the Central Texas areas, everywhere from Liberty Hill, Georgetown, Lampasas, Burnett, but also down on the southwest areas as well, Dripping Springs, Wimberley. There's a lot of options. We're gonna head into this sunroom right here, but take a look at these doors with this stunning glass. I love this glass, and I want it all over my house if I can do it. And I love this sunroom. You can see windows on 3 sides, and you can obviously see the beautiful pool right there. And I love how when he designed the home, not only did he build windows all around, but also those extra transom windows above, which just give it more natural light, but just a lovely design finish throughout. So just to finish up on a little bit of my background, I will just mention that whatever questions you have about buying property, buying land, building a home, I'm happy to help. You can reach out to me anytime. My contact information is in the description of the video. You can call, text, email, whatever is best for you. Here we are on this beautiful patio looking at the pool. It's a really beautiful long pool here, and that, I understand, is a waterfall over that rock, and you could just really enjoy the views of your own property going out all the way. I mean, I'm gonna drive around the property and show you the boundaries in just a couple of minutes, but keep in mind that you're really looking mostly at the 47 acres. Now, really the home is set up, I think, about halfway from front to back. So there's about half of the property behind and half of the property in front. And right there, you're seeing the guest home. So we're gonna get in there in just a couple of minutes. You can see a beautiful metal roof here, but let me give you all the stats and details on this beautiful property. We are at 254 Private Road 1106 in Lampasas. The main house is over 3,000 square feet, about 3,011 square feet, including the sunroom and 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. And we're gonna show you the rest of it right here. But again, you're seeing the beautiful doors right here between the dining area and the sunroom. And I'm gonna take you over to see the other downstairs bedroom, and you're gonna also see a really large bedroom upstairs. In addition to the 3 bedrooms here in the main house, you have the guest home, which is a 2-bedroom, 1 full bath home with a kitchen as well. And so we're gonna get you over there so you can see all of that. It's really well designed as well. They're currently using it as an office, but you can absolutely see the 2 bedrooms, the living area, the kitchen, and the bathroom in the guest house. That is approximately 764 square feet. And then after that, I'm going to show you the massive shop that is 30 feet by 50 feet with 2 overhead doors, offering so much room for storage, for hobbies. And then you have the 40-foot by 80-foot massive shed, plus the feed-in tack room. There's so much more to cover. And I'm also going to share with you now the pricing of the different options of this beautiful property. Okay, so if you want all the structures plus the 47.73 acres of land, that is listed at asking is $1.9 million. If you're good with 10 acres of property, the price comes way down. So the price with the 10 acres is listed at $1.239, and so you're getting everything, but you're just getting less land. Now remember, I mentioned that there are 2 tracts of land that are for sale adjacent to this property, and I'm even going to point them out when we're driving around the boundaries of the property. And so know that one tract is 46 acres and one is 17, for a total of an additional 63 acres, which if you purchase the 47 plus the 63, if I'm doing my math right, that comes out to 110 acres, I would say approximately. And for that land, they are asking about $14,500 per acre. So that gives you a lot of information there. You can write those down. You can give me a call. We can do some number crunching. But if you're looking for properties in other areas or different amounts or different price ranges, or you want to build the house yourself rather than buy one that's already built, reach out to me. I can definitely help you explore all of the different options. There's so many unique ways that I search for property for my clients, and that's something I could explain to you more one-on-one, whether we're doing a video call or we're meeting up in person. I did mention that this upstairs bedroom was very large, so you may want to use it for something else. Maybe you want to use it as a game room or a media room. Certainly big enough for that. It's a really large room. And I also want to mention that this home has a very nice tax rate out here in Lampasas. The tax rate is listed at 1.537, but it is also noted as having not only a homestead exemption, but also an ag or agricultural exemption. So we would have to explore how much that lowers your taxes, because having an ag exemption is a huge asset to paying less money in taxes on land. And speaking of the land, hopefully you got a glimpse through that window above the bed of just how beautiful the land is all around this property. But don't worry, I am going to take you around the entire property. We're going to drive around it in just a few moments. I'm going to show you the back side of the property where there's another access to water. There's different fence lines. I'm going to show you all of that, as well as where there is a pond towards the front of the property. We're also going to take a look with the aerial drone as well. Just a moment. You're seeing here the nice walk-in closet here in the upstairs bedroom area. And we're going to get out right now over to the guest home. We're going to go look at the guest home. We're going to go look at the shop. We're going to look at the massive 40 by 80 foot shed. It's really big and it's very useful. Right out here, you're seeing where some of that additional acreage is for sale out there, with all those big fields and the nice trees out there. So I will show you that as well while we're driving around. But right now, let's get out to that beautiful guest home. It's really well done. So if you're looking to have a main house and a guest house, whether that's going to be someone living there all year long, like a family compound, maybe you have, the main house here and then you have family living in the guest house, or you're using it either as an office, which is actually how they're using right now, or you're using it occasionally when people come visit as a proper guest house. You have a lot of options with this extra structure there, beautifully built to the same level of quality that you're seeing in the main house. So we'll get straight over there now. Also, in just a couple of minutes, I'm going to share with you many of the big mistakes people make when they're buying or considering tracts of land out here in Texas. So I'll be going through several. I think I have a list of 10 or so, and I'll try to review those with you in the video in just a moment. Let's get into this guest house here. You can see straight away you have a nice open kitchen to living space area with a dining table area there by the picture window. But you have a full kitchen here. You've got the oven, micro, dishwasher, sink. And like I said, they're using it as an office, but normally that area there would be a small living room area. And out here you have your own little front porch and access to the driveway as well from the guest house. And so you have a little porch right here as well. But I'm going to show you the rest of the guest house now. So of course the main house is bigger and more luxurious and grand, but you can tell even so this guest house is using a lot of the same materials. You see the same stained concrete floor here. You have very nice cabinetry, nice appliances, and you have nice windows. And the molding is also, it's not as grand and thick and large as the main house, but very well done. I mean, you're talking granite counter, travertine backsplash, and a nice shaker style cabinetry there. And look at that fan right here. That's this really cool light and with double fans there. So certainly not done at any, inexpensive level. Again, this is the builder's personal residence, personal guest home and office space being used. And to me, it does not look like any corners were cut in the construction of the home, the guest home, the shop, everywhere. Everything was done for the builder himself. So, it was done at a really good quality. And so you're getting another glimpse here of the kitchen area, this extra countertop space right here. And now let's take a look at the bathroom here. Remember, this is a guest house, but excellent materials used. You've got travertine tile here on the wall, a nice tub shower combo, and plenty of cabinetry as far as like you have the cabinet there as kind of like a linen closet area, and then this is as well like to put linens and other bathroom supplies in, and a nice mirror and very nice sink and cabinetry over here. Okay, so this guest house, 764 square feet approximately, 2-bedroom, full bath, as you can see, kitchen, living. And so now I want to head over to the shop. 30 feet by 50-foot shop. It even has stairs with an extra upstairs storage area, which I am going to show you right now. We'll walk over there. But there's so much space out here if you want space or, work for the animals or constructing things in the shop, whether that's welding or woodworking. You have so many options. And so we're going to head in there right now. Now that you've seen the main house, the guest house, and you're about to see the shop, I would love to hear from you, whether that's in the comments on YouTube or just shoot me a text or email. I'd love to hear from you what your favorite features are around the property and around the different structures, and maybe some things you would prefer to be different. I would love to get some feedback on this property from you. Tell me what you would do different and tell me how you would use each space or what your favorite features are. I would love to hear from you about that, so thank you in advance. But wait till the end of the video, then go into the comments and let me know some stuff or text me or whatever. But again, my contact info is in the description of the video. And so you're seeing here a very well-designed shop building. And remember, it's 30 feet by 50 feet. Here's that extra storage area with the stairs going up. But you have a lot of space here. You have the big gates in front, a big gate on the back here. And you can see it's insulated around the walls and ceiling. And then you have a door out the back here and a couple of windows throughout as well. Plenty of electric outlets in different parts. So really well designed shop, and you immediately come out to this massive shed area, solid shed as far as, metal posts, metal roof. And this one is 40 feet by 80 feet. And then I'm going to show you the 9 by 10 feet tack room on the other side. But here you're getting a glimpse of just how beautiful and peaceful it is out here in the Lampasas area. Now, later this week, I will be showing some wonderful clients, some larger acreage properties in a variety of areas. Fredericksburg, Burnett area, the town of Burnett, or what might sound like Burnett, but in Texas we say Burnett, and possibly also looking in the Johnson City areas. And anyway, we're looking in a pretty wide area. So if you happen to be watching this and you own or a property that you're interested in selling, or you know of someone selling a property of larger acreage in the Central Texas area that's not marketed publicly, I would absolutely love to hear about it for different sets of clients that I'm looking for at the moment. But as you can see around this property, you have all the facilities you need for raising cattle. I'll show you more things as we go through and tour. And you're even gonna see a beautiful hound dog right over here. You can see him hopping his head around in the back there, his tail wagging, even though he's kind of barking and yelling at me a little bit. But that's understandable. That's his job, I suppose. But he's really cute, and apparently he's the escape artist. So they have him, secured here at the moment. But so you're probably happy at the moment that we're doing a voiceover on this, and you're not hearing him in full force because he's loud. Anyway, cute dog. Okay, so let's walk over, and I'm gonna show you in a moment where the first boundary of the property is, pretty much to the left of the driveway in. But I'm gonna pan back here so you can see the different structures. You saw there the shed, the shop, the guest house, the main house, and sorry if I'm spinning a little bit too fast, but the extra land that's available, the 46 acres and the 17 acres, are to the left or the west of this fence that I'm just peeking over. So beautiful, beautiful grazing lands out here. You have some hills, you have nice trees, and there's, like I said, 63 acres available that I'm panning through right now. And that is for sale. Again, the price that I heard. Now, this is marketed privately. It's not, I don't believe it's marketed publicly at this time, but the price that I was told is $14,500 per acre. So you may know, and I certainly believe this, that owning acreage in Texas can be a really great investment, especially over time. A lot of people are moving to Texas, and for that reason, a lot of homes are being built and properties are being developed. And for that reason, owning land can be a really good investment. Now, that said, there are a lot of mistakes that people make, buyers make, and even realtors make when helping their clients. There's a lot of mistakes people make when buying acreage land, either because they're not familiar with real estate in Texas specifically, or they're just not familiar with acreage properties and farm and ranch properties and some of the things that go along with that. So, okay, so what are some of the big mistakes people make? I would say, first off, just neglecting the overall due diligence, failing to thoroughly research the property, or making sure that between the title company, their real estate agent, are checking the zoning laws, environmental issues, and this could be part of things related to the title chain, the boundaries, the mineral rights. All these different things relate to doing all your due diligence on the property to make sure you understand everything ahead of time, not only before closing, but as early as possible in the process, possibly as much as possible before you even go under contract. Although some of these things you do as you're under contract during your option period and just other due diligence periods throughout the contract to close period. We're walking over to the well and the well house and the well tank right here. You'll see the pump. I'm gonna peek inside. This pump was installed in last year in 2023. It's a 5 gallon per minute well installed in 2023, and the tank is about 1,250 gallons. So that is used mainly for the irrigation throughout the property, the guest house, and the shop. And now we're looking at, the well. It reminds me of one of my top issues or mistakes that people make when buying land is not paying attention to water rights. When I say water rights, I mean more so not necessarily the utilities or well use, although that could be part of it, but flowing water. So if there's creeks or rivers or ponds that are fed by other rivers, the use of these waters, whether it's a creek or a river or even in a pond, depending on where that water is coming from, there are very specific water rights rules and laws around Texas and even nationally that you need to be really up on and understand if you're buying a property, what your rights are to water on that property. Okay, so obviously you're seeing here, you just saw that beautiful aerial view of the property and the pool and the home. And now we are getting a great tour here. We're gonna go around the entire property here, and we're on this little Caliche Road right here, and you're seeing the property line there right on the left of the road that goes off to that other land for sale. And this property here is part of this property, the 254 Private Road 1106. Now this that you're seeing obviously is the 47 acres, the full 47 acres. I'm gonna show you those boundaries. The 10-acre boundaries that's offered at a lower price, I'm actually not 100% sure where those boundaries are. So that is something, if you're interested in that, that is something we would have to explore in further detail. But remember, the home, the shop, and the pool, and the guest home, all of that is included, and the 47.73 acres are included at the current list price of 1.9, and the lower price of about 1.239. That is for all the structures plus the 10 acres of land. So just getting a nice view here. We have a gentle slope here going down towards the back of the property. You see some views up there on the left, the hill up on the left. That is a different property. But there are beautiful views and other points that are high points and really interesting spots on the 47 acres. And we're gonna get a view of those as we drive around. So don't worry about that. Now, while this property has all the utilities you need, it has electric, it has a public water service as well as the well you saw, as well as septic tank and field already in. That is number 3, I would say. One of the mistakes people make when buying acreage in Texas is just kind of overlooking the cost and availability of utilities bringing to the property. Sometimes there's not electric at the property or not water, and they want to tap in to that electric line or that water source. And those things have pretty wide varying expenses. So I would add that to one of the mistakes people make when buying acreage property is you want to know what your costs are when it comes to bringing the needed utilities to the property. Now, if you're going to do a well, that's fine, but you still want to try to get an estimate as much as possible from local well drillers to give you their best estimate on what that's going to be. Even though that can still vary quite widely, it's really good to have a well expert, a local, very local well driller come out and tell you everything they can about the area and the property and give you a good idea of how deep they expect it to be, the quality of the water, at least of what they have seen most recently in the area. And speaking of water, well, we just saw the back left corner of the property, and now we're heading back up. But there is actually a water tap towards the back left of the property that was in the ground. And so it's kind of hard to see in the video, but we did pass by it, and it's great that that water access is already there towards the back of the property. Now, let's talk about the 4th mistake a lot of people make when buying acreage land in Texas. I would say not considering land use restrictions or restrictions on the property. And from what I understand, there are no restrictions on this property. And that is actually, in my opinion, and a lot of people believe this, a huge asset, because so many properties have lots of restrictions, and that just encumbers the property on some level as to what you can do there. And so it's wonderful to find property that has no restrictions. So you have a lot of options out here, but I would add that to one of the mistakes people make is not checking zoning restrictions, deed restrictions, homeowners association rules. Now, there's no homeowners association on this property, and there are no deed restrictions. There may be possibly some zoning restrictions. There may not be. I'm just not sure. But as far as deed restrictions, my understanding is there are not any at this time. So you're getting a really nice view. You're even seeing some of the little birds and things fly around us. It's so beautiful out here. But you're seeing also like where you might put additional structures, where you're going to have nice flat areas and you have also some views behind you. And just looking out into the distance here, just absolutely beautiful views of the hill, the valley. There's some deer out there that hopefully you'll get a peek at. And we're now back towards the back of the property again, and we're headed towards the back right corner of the property out here. And then I will try to bring you up towards the front near the road. Okay, so what is mistake number 5 that a lot of people make when buying acreage property in Texas? I would say misjudging the property boundaries, and this is such a huge one. And I have heard clients before who don't want to spend the money on a property survey. Now, often the sellers provide a property survey that is 100% accurate, and it even makes sense often to have those boundaries recertified, which is an option that is usually a lot less expensive than drawing a survey from scratch. But one way or another, we need to make sure you have an accurate survey of the property, or you're buying a new survey of the property before you close on that. We need to know the property boundaries. This could be a huge problem if you misjudge a property boundary. Okay, number 6, I'm gonna say is underestimating just the maintenance costs of owning land. One might think, oh, well, it's just land. I don't need to do anything. And that may be somewhat true, but there's usually different things you need to do. Just keeping up with clearing brush, managing pests, maintaining the roads, the fences. And if you don't know what to expect, and there's many, many other things that could go into that. But understanding those going in is really important, obviously. Moving along, we have flood zones. There are FEMA maps and flood zones all throughout the United States, I believe, but certainly throughout Texas. And these maps change on a very regular basis. And one mistake that a lot of realtors make actually is the map. We have our MLS systems, and some of them overlay the FEMA maps. Now, a big red flag is these maps are not the newest maps that are overlaid on the MLS. So sometimes you can think that you are not in a flood zone, but if you're not looking at the latest flood map, the latest FEMA map, you could be incorrect. Now, they do change, so you could buy a property and it's not in a flood zone, and part of it could become a flood zone later, and then you could be required, if your structure or home is in that flood zone, that's not a great thing, because then you could be required by your lender to get flood insurance at that time. But for sure, doing the maximum research possible, looking at the latest flood maps, which that's something I can help you navigate to make sure that you're seeing the latest and greatest, most accurate flood maps according to the latest FEMA map is super important, because flood insurance can get quite expensive. We're getting up here towards the front of the road, and you could even see kind of off into the distance there on the left side, there are some lights. Now, that is a wonderful sports complex out there, and so that's a great thing to have nearby if you like to enjoy, or the kids like to enjoy, different types of sports facilities. It's right there. And here we're coming up on the beautiful pond that's on your property. This is on your property. It's your tank, your pond, and I'm not sure if this is, how frequently. It looks like it's pretty secure as far as having water. We did have a lot of rain this month, but absolutely beautiful, wonderful asset to a property. If you have animals, they can come down here and drink. You can use it for a lot of different purposes. I'm going to share with you 2 more mistakes people make when buying land in Texas, acreage land, and then I'm going to share with you another property that is for sale, not nearly the amount of acreage. It's a 3-acre property, beautiful new custom home, a lot closer in to the Austin area in the town of Bertram. So I will be sharing that with you in just a moment. But okay, so another mistake a lot of people make is really failing to do research beyond the property of other future development that could be very close by to you. This could be a big development project that maybe you're going to see, you don't want to find out after closing that there's a Walmart going in next door. You don't want to find out that they're bringing a pipeline through and maybe even possibly through your property or even right next door. Those are the things you want to make sure your team is doing all the research on well ahead of closing. Another mistake a lot of people make is not understanding the property taxes and all the exemptions that are on the property or potentially could be. To see that beautiful home on 3 acres, click on the left side of your screen. And if you have questions, reach out to me anytime. Thank you.